YouTube, what's good? It's your boy, Paulus Harris, aka Crazy Uncle. Hey, guess what? This your first time tuning in. Go ahead, hit the doggone subscribe button, hit the doggone notification bell. Every time I post up new content, I titled this one Buzzsaw. And before I actually really go any further, right? I'm going to actually really say the exact same thing that I said in the show yesterday when I was actually really talking about Whoopi Goldberg. Uh, I am here. Listen, I, me, I'm not here in any shape or form or fashion to attack anybody, right? I do realize that, hey, guess what? Everybody uh, doesn't think the exact same way. But then again, here's the deal. Ever since that I actually really been doing this show, or been on this channel, or been on YouTube rather, uh, I've always known that everybody doesn't think the same, right? And for the most part, that is what actually really makes the world go around, and it actually really makes everything interesting. Um, I actually like to thank my wife for actually like really pointing this particular uh, situation out, right? I'll be the first one to tell you that my way of thinking, right? How I actually really look at certain things, if not everything. Everybody actually really ain't trying to go there. They either ain't trying to go there or they're actually like really not willing to go there due to whatever reason. But in another case, right? Uh, just like I said, last night I ran into a buzz. I ran into a buzz saw. It was a buzz saw that, for the most part, that I'm not gonna necessarily say that I couldn't handle, but due to um, certain things, right? Alcohol may have been involved on my part, but here's the deal, right? When put like this, when you're used when you put like this, when you're used to a certain routine, right? And then that's what you act like really tend to go with, right? You know, I mean, because for the most part, we all start off as little bitty. We listen to what the hell our parents tell us, or we listen to what family tell us, or we listen to what people in the neighborhood tell us. And for the most part, I really ain't got no problem with that. But here's the deal. Once you gather up this information, right? Whether it's from your parents, grandparents, uh, people that you work with, people in the neighborhood, right? So the thing about it is this: anything what somebody tells you, right? Don't always take that shit for what it is. Go and do the research. Do the research. Don't never go what somebody. Don't never go off what the fuck somebody done told you, right? Because this is how. This is how you get caught, or for somebody that actually really don't know how to talk, this is how you get got, right? So my thing is this: whatever the fuck is told to me, I look at it and then I go research it, and I really do a real deep research. Meaning, I don't just look at the goddamn definition. I look at the etymology of the word, or words, or phrase, or whatever the fuck it is. And then I look at what the fuck actually really makes common sense. Right? If I tell you, or if I actually really look at it and like, okay, that's not possible, then you might want to actually really like look at it the exact the same way. Look, I'm never here to have anybody actually really think like me. People are trying to do their own opinions. Okay, no, tell me something I don't know. Oh, that was the wrong calling me. I'm in the calling back. Tell me I'm in the middle of doing a show. Uh, and yes, Tattoo Jedi. I know everybody's entitled to their own. Uh, Noah Ark was never found, but we had. Oh, really? Noah Ark was found, and no, there are no slave ships in fucking museums. All right, so.
No, he's I'm at work now, but he told me to tell you to call you.
So.
To call you right back in the middle of the YouTube
show. So the whole thing is this.
Okay.
Right? Okay. Don't doggone. It was not okay. Okay, Tattoo Jedi. Shut the fuck up and come. All right, that's what the fuck you can do right now. Right? Because here's the deal. You want to sit up here. You want to sit up here, and you want me to believe that during that time frame, 1619, is when the so-called first group of slaves came over here from Africa, right? Or the continent of Africa. So explain the 90 plus boat ride over here. Explain that to me. And motherfuckers pissing and shitting all over each other. Since you want to talk shit. But in either case, I don't need your doggone, I don't need you telling me shit right now, because this particular show right here is actually really based off of what transpired last night between myself, Hannibal and Monty, and the people that he had on the show. What? The good Jesus ship was, yeah. Okay, but in either case, dog, listen, kill your ass somewhere else right now. Really ain't trying to hear shit you gotta say. Or I'm not really trying to read shit you gotta say right now. You know, I'm just actually really what this particular show is about. It's about what transpired last night between myself, Hannibal and Monty, and his crew. That that was there. We actually really talked about the whole. The question was asked. I gave my opinion. I said, where are the slave ships? And then I also actually really asked the question. Explain that goddamn boat ride. Explain that motherfucking boat ride. Motherfuckers pissing and shitting all over each other, causing disease, right? Where the fuck where the fuck the crew was gonna sleep? Where the fuck was you gonna put food and supplies in? All of that, and then for the most part, you really don't even know where the fuck you're going. And then it's just for the simple fact, I told them to actually really check out Dan Calloway, right? But then again, it's just like what I said. I'm not here to bash nobody. I'm not here to bash nobody, right? It's not what the fuck I do, right? Or at least I'm not here to actually really bash a fellow YouTuber or YouTubers for that matter, right? Just like I say, and it's just like what I said earlier before you brought your bitch ass on, right? Everybody's actually really entitled to their own opinion, how they feel about certain things. But the only reason why you say that, right, is because for the most part, you, just like a lot of other motherfuckers, you might not actually really go out there and actually really do the extensive research that you might need to do. And then that's where the actual conflict comes into play. And again, I really have no problem with anybody actually like really standing up and believing in what the fuck they believe in. But my thing is this, right? Did you do the research? Did you really do the research? Right? I mean, because then, like I said, if you can, if you or anybody else can explain the boat ride from Africa to here, then and then you act like really motherfuckers survive, then guess what? You know what? I'm all ears. So you can store a lot of stuff back then. Do you realize when this happened? This was 1619, or at least that's what the fuck they say. So you suffer from Dunning. Yo, shut the fuck up, guy. Like seriously.
Just ignore him.
Miss me with that shit that what you talking right now. Because just like I say, you jump in on some shit and you really don't even know what the fuck you talking about 9 times out of 10, right? This is just I'm actually ready to get some shit off of my chest of what transpired last night. So go on with that shit, guy. Like seriously. So we have which one? Okay, so just because somebody put some again, just because you see the shit on some drawings, that make it so that validates it. Yeah, dumb fuck as usual. So, and and so for the most part, people, all what I'm saying is this, right? It's just like me. Here it is. I'm about to be 49 here in a couple of months, or a month and a half, or a month and some days, right? And it's a lot of things that I'm actually really starting to realize. I mean, I always knew that I can't win every battle. I already knew that. But the thing about it though is this. A motherfucker probably can, have that capacity to win every motherfucking battle. If I mean, but then when you actually really stop and think about it for a minute, it actually really wouldn't be a motherfucking battle, right? If people actually really just stop and did the motherfucking research for a minute, right? And I'm gonna tell you something, Tattoo Jedi, or whatever the fuck you call yourself. Say, do you expect a picture from the 1600s? Well, that's what the fuck you talking about, right? Make up your mind, guy. But you just went off and told me about you going off the motherfucking drawings. Okay? You talk all this nonsense, right? And I truly honestly believe a lot of this shit you blowing out your ass. Yeah, drawing. I know what the fuck you said that. And that's what the fuck I said. Go back and look at the pictures. A lot of that shit are drawings or paintings, regardless of how you look at it. Right? Yeah, okay. And then even then, a bullshit image. Right? Even when the camera came along. Just because you take a picture of some shit, right? Do you actually really understand what the fuck it is that you taking? Or whatever. Yo, I ain't got time to fuck with your motherfucking ass here. I got shit to do. But I just wanted to come on here and say my little piece about what happened last night. Right? So all what I'm saying is this. go do motherfucking research. I mean, and then just like, but just know that you're gonna have to actually really go through a lot of bullshit to actually really get to the actual truth of a lot of things. But then here, but see, here's the beauty of a lot of that shit, right? You actually really just actually really got to stop and do something what they call common sense. You know the difference. If you actually really like just look at some shit, look at the time frame when they say all this shit was supposed to have went down, and then look at how they got here or the way of transportation back then, right? And then there's like precious cargo, right? It's almost like if you leave meat out too long and you don't cook it, guess what? The shit is gonna spoil. Plain and simple. So out of all of that, right? You really gotta ask yourself, right? Did this shit actually really happen? And then for the motherfuckers they want to sit up here and say, okay, well, because I'll be the first one to tell you. Guess what? We was already over here. So you finna capture a motherfucker that's already over here? So again, you know, sometimes I get what people are saying, and then sometimes I don't. Because I'm just like this. You know, considering when so-called slavery ended, right? Depending on how you as the individual is, right? Then like I say, I'm finna be 49, right? So, and just like I said, I had the privilege to actually really talking to both both my grandmother and my great grandmother, right? And they never mentioned anything about it, right? And then uh, I never actually really talked, and then it's just for some fact that going back to how old they were, a lot of them were born either right at the early 1900s or a little bit before. And then for them to actually really to be in uh and you know in their childhood or whatever, you know the parents talk, and then like I said, they never mentioned they never actually really said anything about their parents being in slavery. So for the most part, you know, I'm just looking at the like, yeah, look at what that motherfucker is actually really saying. Because he's just like on some other shit right now. So ain't no fucking new myth. Yeah, check. Yeah, so let me see. Where did you go on? Did you go on the uh transatlantic slaveship.com shit? Right? Is that what the fuck you did? You went and saw that bullshit, right? That's what I already know. That's where the fuck you went. So the thing about it though is this. Again, you're too busy looking at what the fuck somebody them posted up, and you taking it for truth. Plain and simple. So, so again, dog, just carry your ass on somewhere with that shit. Explain the 3/5. Bitch, that was in the motherfucking Constitution. Where they actually really said that so-called black people are copper tone people only counted for 3/5 of a human being. So the thing about it though is this, right? Quit, listen, quit going to Google. Love you too, baby. Uh, quit going to Google. Quit going to Wikipedia, right? Quit going to the motherfucking bullshit slave sites that you're going to because that's all where the fuck you getting your information from. Yeah, I know it's great. And bitch, you probably know what the fuck what it is to be great. Go look up the definition of great and come back and tell me what the fuck it say. Yeah, you telling the truth. Yeah, we already know that you fucked up. Okay? So in other case, just like I said, you done totally and completely threw me off what the fuck I'm talking about. I'm actually really talking about what the fuck transpired last night. And then you bring your ignorant ass in the whole equation, right? But then again, I forgot, you know, or you think you know so-called transgender motherfuckers, right? So, but like I said, people, in either case, like I say, I'm not, with the exception of the motherfucker with tattooed Jedi, right? You know, I'm not here to bash nobody else. I'm just coming on here, saying, speaking my piece on what happened, on what went down last night. You say where you look like a fool, it takes Vaughn to make you. Oh, so you did watch the show last night, okay? Who said to you? Who? I didn't say nothing about you being white. So where the fuck you get that from? Hispanic. Oh, so are you Hispanic or did the white man put that tag on you?
Because I said he was a white supremacist.
You calling yourself Hispanic? You calling yourself Hispanic? That's what that white boy put on you, right?
He said Gaston did.
Yeah, that's my wife. Okay. So yeah, you get motherfucking tag team right now. All right. So you might want to just go ahead and just jump off this shit while you still got. Nah, my grandmother came from Puerto Rico. Oh, isn't that interesting? My grandmother came from Puerto Rico too. And my grandfather is Jamaican. I'm also Cherokee Indian too. All right.
Baby, why are you making this about him? Tell him to shut the hell up and just go on and do your show.
Yeah, I am.
I'm hard as hell. So.
Yeah, me too. So the thing about it though, dog, I tell you what, tattoo Jedi or whatever the fuck you want to call yourself. Let's do this. I'm gonna do a Jedi mind trick on your ass. Shut the fuck up and cover. You don't know what the fuck you talking about. So with that being said, hey, guess what? Tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell your mama, tell your daddy, tell Big Dad, tell Big Bertha, your uncle, your auntie, your grandma, your papa, motherfucker next door, cross the street, round the corner. Paul's Harris, aka Crazy Uncle. Until next time, Tattoo Jedi, or whatever the fuck you call yourself. Again, shut the fuck up and cover, guy, and I'm gonna holler at you.
I told